Good evening and welcome to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. And as always, we're back with another massive show to bring you guys this evening, and we will be previewing Manchester United's big game against Galatasaray taking place on Wednesday, 5:45 UK time kickoff, obviously over in Turkey. Now, as the video says, win or out. That's the black and white of it for this game. We have to win, otherwise we will be out of the competition. Although I think if we draw, there's a very slim chance we can still qualify. But for me, we have to win. Anyway, before we get into that, please do smash a like on the video, everybody. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. And yeah, get involved in the comments section. Let me know what your score predictions are. Let me know who you think will start. This is the lineup I've put together over here on your right-hand side. So we've gone with Onana in goal. I think he has been unbelievable the last 2 or 3 games. I think he made some massive saves against Everton on the weekend. He hasn't conceded a goal in the Premier League for 3 matches now. Ever since he saved that penalty against Copenhagen, he's been the goalkeeper we signed for 45 million. He's been nothing but unbelievable. So massive shout out to Onana. He really has turned around his fortunes, and I'm really happy for him. And I couldn't be happier with the performances he's been putting in over the last kind of 4 or 5 games. I think as well, once we get our defence a little bit more stable and we can play out from the back a bit better, I think we'll see a whole nother side to Onana that we haven't quite seen yet. I think his shot stopping has been absolutely unbelievable since that Copenhagen game. So massive shouts for him. Obviously, he had a really shaky start to his career at Manchester United. But if you look through some of the greats of Manchester United in that goalkeeping position, so many people have come in and struggled. So it was kind of to be expected. And I think, for him to only struggled in maybe 5 or 6 games is actually pretty good going. So big ups to Onana. I've gone with him in goal. Luke Shaw at left back. It was really positive to see Luke Shaw back in the team for the game against Everton on the weekend. Really happy to have Luke Shaw back. So yeah, he 100% goes in for me. I'm not that convinced by Reguilon, to be honest. I think he's pretty average. So yeah, for me, Luke Shaw definitely goes in. Then in the defence, I've gone with a bit of a controversial one, which I think is going to create some mixed opinions. I've gone with Raphael Varane and Harry Maguire. Obviously, Varane has effectively been dropped from the team. Johnny Evans has taken his place and Lindelof played instead of him on the weekend. But I think for a game of this magnitude, a game that you need someone with experience, I think Raphael Varane is the man you have to go with. If he doesn't play this game on Wednesday, I think he's gone in January. I do. I think this is the biggest indicator of whether Raphael Varane has a future at Manchester United. He is a world-class player. He's won the Champions League 5 times. He's won the World Cup. If he gets benched for Lindelof, who, let's be honest, is not a serial winner, doesn't have that mentality, for a game of this magnitude, that says it all for me. And I think he should leave in January. If he doesn't play, that's fine. That's up to Erik ten Hag. I'm not going to judge him on that decision. I think he knows better than I do. But for me personally, Varane has to start this game. He really does. And if he doesn't, so be it. He must be moved on in January because Erik ten Hag clearly doesn't fancy him if he doesn't start him. And then I've gone with Maguire to play alongside him. I think as well, Maguire's been pretty solid the past kind of 5 or 6 games. I'm not getting too excited because a game like this is where we really will see Maguire's true colours. If he can go and put in a 7 or 8 out of 10 performance against Galatasaray away from home, he will earn a lot of respect from me. So I've gone with Harry Maguire and Varane as the 2 centre-backs. And then I've gone with Wan-Bissaka at right back. Now, Dalot was decent in the last game. Obviously, he got the assist for the goal against Everton, didn't he, for the bicycle kick from Garnacho. But I think that Zaha is going to be a big issue for Manchester United. Obviously, he scored against United at Old Trafford, didn't he? He pretty much just pushed Dalot out of the way and scored. I think Wan-Bissaka will match Zaha perfectly. So I would go with Wan-Bissaka. Midfield, I've gone with the same as what we had against Everton. Kobbie Mainoo has to start for me. I think he was unbelievable in that match. And I have a feeling, right, that Manchester United substituted him around the 60th, 70th minute because they thought, let's play him on Wednesday night. So he has to start for me. Obviously, Amrabat, not sure about Amrabat. Casemiro is injured. Mason Mount's injured. Eriksen is injured. And Donny van de Beek doesn't play. So the only other 2 people who can play in that position is either Kobbie Mainoo or Amrabat. And for me, I'm going with Mainoo. I'm going with McTominay. I think that was solid. I think McTominay is questionable. I would probably rather see Mainoo and Amrabat, to be honest. If I had to pick myself, if I was the manager, I probably would go with Mainoo and Amrabat because Amrabat is obviously very defensive. I think we do need to be defensive in this game. I think the atmosphere is going to be absolutely unbelievable. We know what the Turkish fans are like. It's going to be absolute carnage in the stadium. And I think that maybe a midfield two of Amrabat and Mainu would actually be quite good, because we've seen that Mainu's good at putting the ball forward. I wouldn't say he's even just a CDM for me personally. I think he can offer stuff going forward. So if I was the manager, I would probably go with Kobbie Mainoo and Amrabat, but I think it will be McTominay and Mainoo personally. Then moving further up the pitch, I've gone with Garnacho on the left. I think he has to start for me. Obviously scored that beautiful goal against Everton. I've gone with Bruno as the centre attacking midfielder. And then I've gone with Pellistri as the right winger. Obviously, Antony's available. But for me, I think Pellistri, every time he comes on the pitch, he looks solid. Will he start or not? Maybe not. We'll have to wait and see what happens in that area. There's kind of one or two variations, which I think Erik ten Hag might try. But me personally, I would go with this. And then I would go with Martial as the striker. Obviously, he got a goal. He got a goal against Everton, took it really, really nice. A very, very good finish. One of the nicest goals we've scored this season, in my opinion. The build-up play was beautiful. And then obviously he won a penalty as well. So if you look at it like that, Martial was effectively responsible for 2 of our goals against Everton on Sunday. So I would definitely give him the chance. Now, there is a slightly different option that we could run with here, and I wanted to get you guys' opinions on this. So you could play Anthony Martial on the left wing. Remember, Martial's preferred position when he joined United was a left wing. That was what he played for most of his career at United. He is a left winger. You could put Martial on the left wing, Garnacho on the right wing, and then if Højlund's available, you put Højlund as the striker. I would be quite up for that as well. I think that would be an interesting one to try. But it obviously does depend on whether Rasmus Højlund is available. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, Erik ten Hag will be speaking to the press tomorrow lunchtime. So once we know what goes on there, we'll have to wait and see. Let's have a look at what people are saying in the chat today. Florian says, why don't we play Van der Beek instead of Bruno Fernandes? Not for me, mate, personally. I don't agree with you there. I don't think Donny's very good. I don't. And he'll leave and that'll be it. So, no, not for me. Scott says, is Højlund going to be available for this game? We're not sure at this point, mate. He was apparently going to be available for the game against Everton, but he didn't pass the last-minute fitness test. So we will get a bit more of an update on Højlund tomorrow lunchtime when Erik ten Hag speaks to the press. But I want you guys to get in the comment section now and let me know what your score predictions are for this game. What do you think is going to happen? I'm going to get the table up for the group really, really quickly, because at the moment we're on 3 points, Galatasaray are on 4, and Copenhagen are on 4. So I would imagine that Bayern Munich will beat Copenhagen. I would be shocked if they didn't, but, you know, crazy things do happen in football. So obviously Bayern Munich play Copenhagen. Is that home or away? Let's have a look. So yeah, Bayern are playing Copenhagen at home. I would imagine Bayern will win that comfortably. I would be absolutely stunned if they lose to Copenhagen at home. So I think they'll win that one, which would put them to 15 points. Copenhagen would remain on 4. If we were to draw with Galatasaray, we would be on 4 points. Galatasaray would be on 4 points. Sorry, Galatasaray would be on 5 points, and Copenhagen would be on 4 points if they lost to Bayern. So we would be in joint third. Obviously, Copenhagen and Galatasaray play each other in the last game of the group stage. If they were to draw with each other and we were to win, we could still qualify. So as long as Copenhagen lose to Bayern, we don't lose to Galatasaray. We at least draw, and then we go and beat Bayern. If results go our way, i.e. Copenhagen and Galatasaray draw in the last game, we would still go through. But we'll be in the position we'll be in if we win this game will be very, very hard for us not to qualify. It would be, because if we beat Galatasaray, we would only need a point as far as I'm aware. It would go down to goal difference, but I think we would only need a point then against Bayern Munich to qualify. So yeah, and that would be if Copenhagen or Galatasaray won. They would be on 7 points as well. Obviously, it would go down to the head-to-head, which would be difficult because obviously we'll have beaten Copenhagen once, they'll have beaten us once, and we'll have beaten Galatasaray once, and they'll have beaten us once. So yeah, we have to win this game, I think. We can just about still qualify if we don't win this game, but I think effectively we will be out and we will be heading for the Europa League if we don't win this game. Let's have a look. But yeah, get your score predictions in. Somebody says, Kieran, you keep mentioning Amrabat. Who is this Amrabat you keep talking about? I'm not sure what you mean, mate. I'm not sure what you mean. Zachary says, why don't we play 2 forwards? That's what I'm wondering. Maybe, mate. I'm not sure about that, to be honest. I think we're going to have to be quite defensive, to be honest. And I think that Kobbie Mainoo and Amrabat would actually be quite good in this game for that sense. Somebody says Kobbie Mainoo must be in the team on this Wednesday. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Manchester United win. I think we're going to beat them. I think the momentum's behind us at the moment. We've won, I think, 5 out of the last 6 games in the Premier League. We haven't conceded a goal in the Premier League for 3 games. We went away to Everton, one of the toughest away grounds to go to by way of atmosphere. Obviously, their fans were right up for it, letting off fireworks in the stadium. You could hear it on the audio, on the commentary. I think we're going to win. I have a feeling. I think we were quite unlucky to lose against Galatasaray in the Old Trafford match. I don't think they played particularly well. I think we just kind of did our usual where we capitulate. Galatasaray are on quite good form though at the moment. That is one thing worth noting. They're currently second in the Turkish league. Well, joint first. They're on 34 points. They've had a good season so far. It will be a very, very difficult game. I mean, they've got some decent players. Obviously, they've got Zaha, they've got Ndombele, who was at Tottenham. They've got Sanchez, who was at Tottenham. They've got Icardi, Mertens, Torreira. Like, they've got some really, really good players. It's not going to be an easy match. But I think if we go there and we get our formation and stuff right, and we don't concede in the first 10 minutes, and we get the first goal, I genuinely think we can beat them. So I'm feeling quite positive, but I want you to let me know the score predictions in the live chat. Mine is 2-1. I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. I will be back, of course, tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. UK time for a usual morning show. Please do make sure to smash a like on the video before you go. And please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner, if you are new. Thank you so much to everyone for watching. I'll speak to you all tomorrow morning. Have a lovely evening and catch you later.